Are you ready? It's the Roundtable with me, Robert Bannon. Welcome to the Roundtable, everybody. My name is Robert Bannon. You're listening to us on Broadway World, the Broadway Podcast Network, iHeart, Spotify. I could think of some other things. I think it's too early. It's too early for me to think of everything else. There, you'll find us. And I'm so excited because, as I moved here to Michigan a year ago, and I moved here from New Jersey, like the home of Broadway, our next guest, you may think, is in Nashville, the home of country, but she's not. She's right down the road, like on 15 miles somewhere. And what I love so much, maybe 15 miles too far. I'm learning my miles. It's confusing. There's a lot of miles here. What I love about her is that her love of music, growing up and loving music and then putting out music and now working with some of the best and biggest people in the entire business of music is here. I love some country music. If you want good songwriting, if you want old school songwriting with stories and things to say, then country music's what you need to listen to. And we're my Michigan sister, Audrey Ray, is here. Welcome to the show.
Hey, how are you, Robert? Thank you.
I'm learning the miles, Audrey. There's a lot of miles.
There are a lot of miles here.
And you coming from New York, you use them like people in New York City use. Like I'm on 42nd Street. I'm on 3rd Avenue. People say I live on 7 in Livernois in
Okay.
Detroit, and then I didn't know they go up to like the 30s.
I know. It's crazy. 23-mile road. Right, exactly.
So Audrey, where did you grow up?
Yeah, so I grew up in a small town called Milford, Michigan. Milford, and up the road is Highland, Michigan. So they're kind of one and the same. So it's such a small town, and it really instilled, being strong and independent since day one.
And what I love when I was reading your bio is that you grew up in a time where you sang in the church choir and you were putting in your own concerts in middle school and your family was listening to music and inspiring you with music. But country music in particular, where did you learn about country music and is that what stuck with you?
Yeah, so growing up, my dad was in a Southern rock band, and so that was always playing in my house, like the Allman Brothers Band. And my great great grandma Gladys lived in Clarksville, Tennessee. So the family and I, when we were little, from 7 to 10 years old, would always go down and visit with her. So, Nashville, Tennessee was right down the road from Clarksville. So growing up, that's where we always went. We drove down there, and it was a part of my life.
I love that so much. And then your early memories of discovering music and listening to music, obviously with your dad in a band, that was always around. But at some point, you decided that you wanted to be an artist yourself. Do you remember when and how?
Yeah, so I released my first original song 13 years ago. I can't believe it's been that long, but it really inspired me from doing like the cover shows, playing the bar scene. I'm like, I love that. But there was something more for me that I knew I wanted. So when I wrote my first song, Reckless, that was my first song I ever wrote and recorded in a local studio here in Michigan. And it became my first song ever to have country radio airplay right here. Detroit, Michigan, 99.5 WICD played it. So it was so instrumental.
Did you get to hear it?
Yes.
Oh my God, I would have cried. I can't even imagine.
Yes.
That is amazing. So what did you always want to make this your career, or was this a moment where because it's one thing to say I sing, like you said, it's another thing to say I sing in a cover band, I'm out, on Main Street in Royal Oak playing at a bar. And then it's another thing to be like, we're going to make a go of it, put out our music and make this my career.
Exactly. It's definitely not for the faint of heart. It's not always sunshine and rainbows, but I was always really driven as a young girl. And I think it just really helped to inspire my career, moving forward. And it just lit a fuse in me after having that first song on there. It just made me want to continue writing and, continue the process and to grow, my base.
Yes. So while we're talking, everybody, you can go to audreyraymusic.com for more information. We can follow you on Instagram. The information is going to be below. So tell us about your music. How do you describe it? How do you write it? What's your process to get it out?
Yeah, so a lot of it, is storytelling. Sometimes a lot of people ask me, "Wow, did that, happen to you?" And yes, sometimes they have. But for the most part, it's, getting into that mindset of telling a story. I mean, it's just like writing a novel, right? And a lot of us in my band, we wrote 68 Mustang together. Dal King is my lead guitar player, and a really great musician friend of mine, Maya Green, and we just wrote it one day in the band garage, 68 Mustang, and it came to us literally so fast. So sometimes it just comes up with an idea. Dale had the rhythm guitar line going, and we were just sitting in a circle, and I'm like, play that again. And I'm like, I'm hearing like he'll get you gone like a 68 Mustang. And it started the writing process that quick.
Uh, and then the song is made and the song is created. So you were saying before we came on that you bounce, that there's a lot of going down to Nashville and a lot of hitting the
Yes.
road and things like that. So tell me, what's that like for you, and what has it been like? They say Nashville it is Music City. It is
Yes.
community there. So what's it like to try to get on the scene out in Nashville?
It's amazing, and I've been so blessed. So this is the second summer that I've went down and I recorded with my new producer, Kent Wells. He's an incredibly and talented producer in town, and he's also Dolly Parton's producer.
I was gonna say that's Dolly Parton's producer.
Yes, so it has been really instrumental, completely changed the game for me, because he knows the sound that I'm looking for on the records. And it's very important to have somebody listen to what you want to have your sound like. And it's amazing. It was life changing. And so I went the first week of July and I recorded three more songs. So it's been so exciting.
What is the schedule for you and new music? Is new music planned to be coming out? How do we stay up to date? What can we expect for you the rest of this year?
Yeah, so a really big thing coming up this fall, actually in December, I am having a vinyl record release concert.
You are? Tell us about it. Do we know yet where, when, how?
Yes, so it hasn't been released
Okay.
yet.
Okay.
So stay tuned to social media, but I will give you the date. It's December 5th at
Okay.
20 Front Street in Lake Orion.
All right. Everybody, save it in your calendar and tickets will be on sale and we can find the information as it's released as time goes on. What have you discovered? What is a live Audrey Ray show like? You say you have a band. I know you do shows that just duo, a full band. So there's different, you play all of those things. What is your shows like?
Yeah, our show is very emotional, very intimate, very old school country with a little bit of sass. Yeah, so we do obviously all of my original music, and we toss in here and there a few really top, one of my favorite cover songs into the list as well. But we just have so much fun. There's a lot of energy, there's a lot of emotion, a lot of real vibes, and it's just nothing but fun.
Is Do you find inspiration from current and classic country music? Do you listen to a lot of them when new music comes out? Do you listen to it to hear what other artists are doing and to stay up with what the business is becoming?
Absolutely. I feel like you always have to keep up with the current trends, especially in country music. It's so different nowadays. But like I said earlier, I grew up with like the old school sound. So I mean, I really love like Miranda Lambert is amazing. Lainey Wilson is killing it in the female genre. And there's a newer artist, Ella Langley. She's really amazing too. And she also incorporates some of the older school vibes. And that's a lot like myself. So if you come out to a live show, a lot of those elements I really love and, are a part of my soul too. So yeah.
It's funny because I love country, and my husband really loves country, like
Oh,
really loves country, and a black man from Detroit, you don't think is bumping to Sugarland in the car, but he is. And what's fun about it is that, I think country, just like any other genre of music, there's room for everybody. So if there's this modern pop sound and the old school, traditional sounds, like whatever floats your boat out here, listen to the
yes.
music and the songwriters that are out here. But it all pays homage to the incredible history that is country. I mean, country music built the sound of this country, really.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Telling the stories of the American people.
Absolutely. So when you get on stage, Is there a part of you that it feels like you've always been there? Is there a part of you that when you're doing these shows and there's people out there that it's surreal? Like, how do you take in what's happened and what's coming?
Yeah, it this year has been an amazing year. For instance, we got to open up for Clint Black, country music legend, at the Aretha Franklin Amphitheater in July, and my birth month is July, so that was like the best gift ever. But I always take a few minutes, like before we go on. My band goes on first, and they ramp up our first song, which is an original song, and I stay in like the wing and just kind of look out there. And especially those concerts this summer, it was amazing. And just looking out and like, oh my gosh, there's a full audience here. Like I definitely get into my emotions, especially before going out, but I just take it in. And I've been ready for this moment my whole life. And so just saying a couple moments of gratitude to myself before going on the stage, it gets me in the element. But it was such an amazing summer for us, and just, yeah, I'll never forget that show for the rest of my life.
If people are not from, if you're in New York or Nashville or LA or wherever, if you don't know about the Aretha is an amphitheater that's on the Detroit River in downtown Detroit. And it is one of the most beautiful, it's always voted one of the top 100 venues in the country because
Yeah.
it's just the most beautiful place to see a show. I was in New Jersey, Audrey. I wanted to come see y'all.
It was amazing. And you said it perfectly. The venue holds about 5,000 people. So that was the biggest show of my career. And it was truly amazing. And not only did we open up once there, we did it twice. So we did Jamie Johnson and then Clint Black. So it was such an honor.
How do you deal with the ups and downs of the music business? There are times where you deal with something like you do a big show for 5,000 people, you record a new song with Dolly Parton's producer, and you're on the highest of highs. And then, maybe there's something that happens, you don't get a gig, or there isn't a gig this week booked, and you have to take a minute to regroup. How do you deal with always having to keep getting up and fighting the fight?
It it is so tough. Honestly, if I had the right answer, I would preach it to everybody. But I know it is definitely, you nailed it perfectly, because it is very hard. Like those shows, right? And you just want, as an independent artist, I don't have a manager, I don't have a booking agent. It is me and the guys, and I am lucky to have an amazing PR agent. So we just signed on to work with her. So that has been a blessing, because I feel like you ride the roller coaster wave, and you have to find ways to keep on going and staying positive. And honestly, like, having those moments of solitude, silence are good. So then it reroutes you to, okay, I just did this awesome thing, but I'm going to keep on going, and it's going to be even bigger and better. But I think having the lows, it's replaces the highs, instantly, but you have to stay grounded and true to yourself. And even in the lowest moments, there's going to be a positive out there.
I love that because I think we all need, no matter what business you're in, you
Yeah.
need to keep riding the wave and keep going. I feel that way. I felt that way. I don't know if you feel this way. You may have to teach me to sit still, but I've learned that when life is so fast, especially if I do this or I sing, but Broadway, etc. Like if I have a great weekend, so busy, the next week when it's quiet, it's hard to center myself. It's hard to be still. And we need to practice that so we can come up with the next great idea. And
Yes. 100%. Yeah.
if Audrey doesn't sit still, then she's not going to write the next banger country smash. That's it.
Yes. Yes.
So tell us a little bit about your band that you work so closely with and who you are on the road with so we can give them a proper shout out for all the help they do when you hit the stage.
Yes, they are so amazing. We had a show last night, and my keyboard player, Scotty Alexander, he told me, he's like, Audrey, we're approaching our year anniversary. And at first I'm like, what do you mean, with your wife? And he goes, no, as a band. So I am so blessed to work with them. So Scotty Alexander is an amazing piano player. And he, like he said, he's approaching a year with me in September. Amazing, amazing guy. And then I have Jason Jason Lolio on bass guitar. He's an amazing musician. He's also approaching a year with me, and he also was on the road with Uncle Cracker a few years back. So he's totally, they're all seasoned musicians, but just to give you a little bit of an insight about Jay, he's so amazing, the best personality you'd ever meet. Larger than life, always a smile on his face. Whenever I see Jason, I'm just so happy. And my drummer, Danny, he is an incredible drummer, an amazing musician. He also plays in a very well known Detroit wedding band called the Blue Water Kings Band. Yep, and he's just amazing. He's always out there. He's so inspiring, so intelligent, and so lucky to have him on the band camp. And then on lead guitar, we have Dal King. He's totally incredible. Lead guitar, electric, and acoustic guitar, and he sings with me too. Actually, so does Scotty. And Dal actually came from the rock world. He was in a Japanese heavy rock band. It was so cool called October Babies. Um, so yeah, so it's so funny how he's in country now. And then I have a pedal steel guitar player, Kevin Morris. He is
Find someone who plays that.
phenomenal. It just really brings the country elements to the table. And he as well, he's toured with many other country artists too, and we're just so glad to have him. He's just truly incredible musician. It's just phenomenal.
And you really don't have, like, you're booking your own gigs. You're out here, like, emailing away and making sure you have shows and making
Yep.
a go of it.
Yes, yes. So those are the five guys. I know I said five. I believe I did. Yeah, bass, guitar, drummer, um, lead guitar, Kevin with pedal steel, and then myself. I play acoustic and I sing.
Get out of here, Audrey. So if people want to see you, where's the best place to see the up-to-date dates for your live and in concert?
Yeah, so definitely audreyraymusic.com. It's all the dates are posted there. And of course, on the social pages, on my Facebook page, you can find it. It's Audrey Ray Music. And then, of course, on Instagram as well, it's Audrey_Ray. But yep, if you go to my website, it directs you to all of them.
And she's got fun merch and fun things like
Yes.
beer koozies and keychains and hats and all sorts of stuff that's out and about. There is a live music scene here in Metro Detroit. And it's more than just any genre of music and all of Michigan, but across this country. So, what is it like when you get to do a show and you see the audience? It's diverse. It's a bunch of different people, maybe people who don't love country music who wandered in, and then by the end of the show, you've won them over.
Yeah, it's the best feeling. Yes. And like you said earlier, music is so universal and it's everybody just gravitates to music no matter what the genre. We do have a little bit of that Detroit soul. I mean, it's not just, full country, but it's like soul, a little bit of, rock. So there's a lot of elements, but we have fans that, like you said, that don't necessarily like country music, but when they come out to a show, they're like, "Oh my gosh, I'm a new fan. Like, why haven't I been to a show before of yours?" So that's like at the end of the day, that's all that matters, right? If we inspired somebody, they enjoyed the show, they're a new fan, that's a win in my book.
Well, I don't know why I haven't seen a show, Audrey. Why haven't I? I'm taking my husband. We're coming to see a show.
Yes.
We're gonna come see a show and we're gonna party down. I'm
Yes.
ready to listen to the music wherever music is streaming. You can listen to Audrey Ray, all the singles that are out, new music on its way, new shows coming to it on its way. A big old end of 2025 for Audrey Ray this year. So make sure you stay up to date. All of the links and all of our information is below. And I mean it. I'm gonna find you around here, and I have to come see you.
Yes, you do. You do, my friend.
Thank you so much. Congratulations. It's so nice to see the up and coming, the new voices of country, and especially in our own backyard. We're so excited for you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Robert, for having me. It's been a true honor. Thank
My
you.
pleasure. Anytime. Come on back. Thank you.